Yeah, it was interesting the list you sent of the uh, what ChatGPT says you should be the
Oh
top
yeah,
amendments, and it lines up with a lot of the stuff that shows up on the the shelves in the garden store. Gypsum is one that was on their list, uh,
gypsum.
and you know this is the miracle clay buster that's going to make your all of your soil compaction issues go away. Uh, Again, doesn't really work that way. Uh, Gypsum is calcium sulfate. If you got a sulfur deficiency, it will help. Anything with sulfate in it will help a sulfur deficiency.
Right.
So it uh, gypsum was actually one of the original fertilizers when North America was settled,
Oh really?
because we did have sulfur deficiencies until they started up the heavy industry in the Ohio Valley.
Right.
Acid rain meant we didn't need to add sulfur fertilizer. So
Acid rain solved our sulfur problem. Really solved
yeah,
the hell out of it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, the uh, the other side is as acid rain gets cleaned up, our sulfur deposition is going down. So we are seeing situations where, yeah, sulfur does show up as being beneficial in the garden. As and sulfate sulfur is the part that's immediately available.
Right.
But as far as uh, soil texture, if you've got a sodic soil, so high in sodium, uh, gypsum is one of those things you're putting a lot of calcium in. It can displace the sodium, push it off, and sodium tends to disperse the clays. When the clays get wet, the structure just falls apart. Calcium, because it's two positive charges, will tend to help keep the clay minerals bound together a little better. If you don't have a sodic soil, it's really not going to make any difference to soil structure. So you're not going to solve all of your drainage problems or all of your compaction problems by spreading gypsum on the soil.
Well, what would the traditional thing is you till it in, and
Yep.
it's sort of
Yeah.
getting worked into all this clay, and it's just changing, instead of it being it's supposed to solve the compaction problems.
It's supposed to solve the compaction problem. Will only make a difference if it's a soil that's high in sodium,
Right.
which
And how typical is that?
it's a prairie problem.
Prairie problem. Oh, that would make sense. Yes, not a lot of rain and
Not a lot of
uh,
rain,
yeah,
where you get
like a
water moving
desert
side water moving sideways, uh,
slowly.
usually out from a pond and then evaporating at the surface and
Yeah, like a desert
depositing the sodium
conditions.
there.
Yes.
Yeah, not necessarily desert, but dry,
Yeah,
dry.
you're not. I mean, like in the same way that like
Yeah,
desert soil is high in sodium, I guess.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, yes.
yeah. Yes, not likely to be a problem in the Maritimes. If somebody was irrigating with seawater, you might get salt issues.
Yes.
Uh, that gypsum may have a place there if you have to go back and try and fix something. Uh, but it's again, it's not the miracle product that it's made out to be.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. So not certainly not needed in the Maritimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
You can buy it. Like I bought it. What is it? My pond. So I've got a pond, and in the spring it rains, and all this clay water runs into my pond, and you can't see the
oh,
fish, you can't see anything. So I used to buy like a bag of gypsum.
yeah.
Um,
It will help to flocculate the
yeah,
that fine that fine clay and help it to settle out.
yeah, but I have to pretty much dump like an entire bag in there, right? And it's like,
Yep, yep.
come on, it's like I remember my viewers are always like, how can the fish breathe when the water's so full of clay? And here I'm like dumping all this uh, gypsum in too.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
but anyway, it does work. It does clear the water. Uh, I don't know if it's worth the money. I found it's easier just to drain the pond and fill it back up from my well. You know, that's quite easier. Probably easier on the fish too. Although that freaks them out a little bit, having all the water go away. You know.
Having the water disappear would tend to be concerning to a fish.
Yes, biblical. Yes. Hey folks, the video you just watched is an excerpt from my conversation with Keith Reed, a recent podcast I did. You can find that entire conversation on my new YouTube channel called Maritime Gardening Podcast. I've broken my YouTube content up into 2 channels now. The one you've been watching and are subscribed to for all along is called Maritime Gardening. You can see that it's got 55,000 subscribers. The new channel is called Maritime Gardening Podcast. That's going to have all the podcast stuff. Okay, and you can see that only has 152 subscribers. So if you have not subscribed to that, please subscribe to that so you'll be notified when I have a new podcast or any sort of podcast related material released. I'm gradually migrating all of my podcast material over to that channel. You can see I've so far brought over 30 videos or 30 podcasts from way back in the early days, going back to my very first podcast, Let's Get Back to Gardening. So I'm trying to bring them all over, give them a fresh new look with new thumbnails and all that sort of stuff. It's a lot of work, that sort of thing. I do think this is going to be better for the channel in the long run, but I need you to subscribe to this new YouTube channel, Maritime Gardening Podcast. Okay, so if you're already subscribed to the old one, great. If you haven't, please subscribe. I'd love to have more than 55,000 subscribers to this. But if I'm going to get this new one off the ground, it's going to have more than 152 subscribers. And if anyone's going to see or hear the podcast I do, that's definitely going to need that to survive. So please help out with that by just subscribing to this new channel, Maritime Gardening Podcast. I'll have links to all of this in the description box of this video. I'll also put a link that you can click at the end of this video. As always, thanks for everything. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a viewer all these years. And we'll catch you in the next video or podcast. Thanks.